Hello, fellow futures traders. My name is Curtis White from Beyond Backtesting. That is B Backtesting Twitter. Today, we're going to be talking about scalping, okay? Because we hear different things. There's kind of two different things that we've heard about in the futures industry about scalping. And one side is it's impossible, it can't be done, and many of these traders are the more experienced, the more reputable traders. And then there's another group of traders or another group of vendors who say, "Oh, it's easy," and that's obviously far from the case. But one of the reasons I want to talk about scalping is the reality is the truth of the matter is the real truth you don't hear very often. It's a very small minority of traders who tell you the truth about scalping. It's a very small minority, okay? And the real truth about scalping, right, is that it's very hard, but it's very rewarding if you can do it, okay? It's very hard, almost impossible, but if you can do it, it's extremely rewarding. And I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, okay? And so I'm putting together a manual, okay, called Scalping the Enigmatic Art, okay? This is going to be a product. It's going to be a course. It's going to be a manual and a course about scalping, but more than scalping, it's about professional day trading. It's about or profitable day trading, futures day trading. If you want to scalp, if you don't even just want to scalp, if you want to be able to day trade with any type of discretion on a day trading futures trading basis, this will be highly valuable. If you want to pass a prop trial, if you want to know how to pursue prop trading in a way that that's be worth what you put into it, right? Regardless if you get funding or not, and if you want to get funded, okay, this will be a course for you. Now, this course is going to be around $1,000. It's going to be most of the manual. I don't know exactly what I'm going to put into it because I'm working on it. But I may put a few examples in it. I'm not trying to give you my edge. I'm not going to do that. But what I do want to do is I want to give you a framework, a structure that's far more valuable, because I'm going to give you a structure to how do you pursue your trading professionally, how you think about it, and how you develop it, and the ways you can develop into your own trading, right? What works for you with a plan that I think will be extremely helpful. Before we get started, though, let me just share the risk disclaimer. Futures trading is risky, substantial risk. It's not suitable for everyone. Consider everything hypothetical. I make no performance claims, and nothing should be considered as investment advice. Okay, everything's for educational purposes only, right? So, but if you want to trade at a professional level. I'm not a professional trader, but I know what it takes now. If you want to learn how to scalp, okay, if you want to learn how to day trade futures, if you're a serious trader and you're interested in mastering scalping, this is for serious traders. If you send me a private message at bbacktesting or email Curtis at beyondbacktesting.com, when the course comes out, I will give everyone who contacts me and says, "Hey, I'm interested in buying this." There's no obligation. If you say, "I'm interested in buying this," when it becomes available, you will get a discount. You will get an exclusive discount that will not be offered to anyone else. Okay? This course, let me explain who this course is for and who it's not for. This is going to be put together quickly. Okay? So it's not going to be polished. If you want a really polished thing, if you want a course where you waste your time and you watch dozens of videos and don't learn anything, buy another course. If you want to spend $4,000 or $5,000, watch lots of fancy videos, I'm not going to do that. Okay. If you're new to futures, I can't say what you should do. Maybe not trade. If you're a serious trader, if you've traded if you can read the tape, if you traded and got some experience trading, right, you got some idea of it, but maybe you can see the trades, but you can't take advantage of them. You lose anyway. Maybe you're great at reading the tape, but you still lose trading. Maybe you up on a day and you give back. If you want to get funded for Apex Trader trials, okay, and let me share, Apex Trader Funding is offering their 80% off first month, 80% off each additional recurring month right now. Use my affiliate link down below to take advantage of this. This ends within a couple of days, I believe. Okay, so take advantage of it immediately. Help me out with my affiliate link. Help subsidize my trading while benefiting yourself. If you want to get funded with Apex Trader Funding, okay, and don't even think about the funding part. If you want to do it in such a way that it benefits your trading, this course will be for you. If you want to understand scalping and understanding in a way that you haven't understood, this course is for you, right? So it's for serious traders, okay, guys? Again, you want the discount. and it's probably going to be a couple weeks before it's available. No obligation. Just email me at Curtis at beyondbacktesting.com, or go to my Twitter, bbacktesting, and private message me, or just message me, right? Or, that's the best way. Okay, I'll put the links for the email down below. Okay, make sure I get the right link. I'll put it down below. Okay. So scalping, and let me assure you that I respect your time. I know some of you guys have followed me for a long time, and I respect your time. I don't want to waste anybody's time, and I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't assured or highly confident that I can provide the value. Okay, so let me share that. Okay, because I know a lot of you have different trading, and everyone is at different places in their journey, right? And so let me just say that. So yeah, scalping. So yeah, you carry these two. Let me show you something. Okay, this is my performance for this month. In one of my Apex Trader funding accounts, I have 12 accounts, right? So I'm paying for 12 accounts. I get no special deals, or I don't get any special deals or discounts from them. I'm paying for 12 accounts because I see the value of the Apex Trader funding. If you want to take advantage of it, use my affiliate link down below. Okay, and it's not cheap, but this basically this is before cost. Each of these days, right? These are trials, so they're not PA accounts, but this would be $1,000 a day. Okay, and this is every day. This would be every day. If you have 10 accounts, you'd put $100. It's $1,000. It's not like where a retail trader says, "Oh, I have a good day, I made $1,000," and you have a $200 or a $500 losing day. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the potential to put up $1,000 a day on 10 accounts. Over if you have 10 accounts, $100 a day turns into $1,000, right? Every day. That's an everyday thing, and then you can get to 20 accounts, so that could be a $2,000 a day thing, right? And it could grow from there. But this is my performance. Okay, this is what elite scalping looks like. I can show you the previous month. Okay, this was before. This was while I was developing. Okay, I had some big losing days. Okay, and I have the 30th. But let me say that this was a push day, right? That was a push day, but which is different. So you can include that one. But most of my days, my maximum risk I incur is $100. Okay, I'm not down more than $100. So this is not like. You don't know how a performance record is based unless you know the trades. But I'm telling you that my average trade risk is under $50. My average trade risk is like maybe $10, $20. For my scalps, I keep those under 50, and for my it's usually under 100 even for where I come up my position trades. Okay, so I have a daily loss of $200 now, but I've set my liquidation limit above that, and I'm going to be reducing that. I had this day, the 30th was another big hit day because I had a problem with my replication and the way the daily loss limits work. Don't want to go into all that, but there's always problems. But so one of the reasons I want to talk about this is again this idea that I've heard paired in the futures industry that okay, you got this one set of vendors say, oh, scalping's easy, it's kind of a really easy way to make money, and then you got this other group which is considered more reputable, but maybe not as informed, who say, oh, scalping's impossible, right? You can't trade a small account and make money. And when I started trading futures, and the reality, the truth is something very different than what either group really understands. Okay? The reality is that scalping is very difficult. It always is difficult, which is why I'm trying to sell you this course. Okay? I'm being honest. Okay? It's always very difficult, but it's very lucrative. It's very powerful. It's the most... It kind of makes sense because, and we're going to talk about this, but where are you making your money? Are you making it from taking risk, or are you making it from your skill, right? And scalping is all about skill. Let me say this: when I started trading futures in 2009, I started with a small account, like maybe $7,000, and that was all the capital I had. Though it was all my savings, and I didn't really know how to scalp. I knew how to tape read, but I didn't know how to scalp. I wasn't really good at trading either. I was just really good at reading markets. And that's a very frustrating place to be, is to be a place where you can read the market and you can't trade, because that's a very losing place to be. But I did okay to begin with. I doubled my account. I think it took to about $12,000 to $14,000. And I had these big swings. I kind of got to the point where I said, that's kind of got this feeling that was kind of required. That's kind of required. And I was kind of like, I kind of felt, it was, I kind of had this idea of proving myself, right? And like. Because I could take which was big for me. Remember, we didn't have the micros, so that was all the money I was trading. So I'll be down maybe 500, and I'd come back and and I had this idea that first I was trying to get there wasn't these funding companies, any reputable ones like the Apex Trader Funding. We didn't have that, and I was trying to get some kind of prop desk or some kind of funding or something. And I had two of the top ranked systems at Collective 2. One was a systematic strategy, one was another strategy. But I had this idea: you need lots of money, you got to take these big. And the reality is, it's not exactly that. It can be, but it's not exactly because when you can scalp, first we have the micros today, which are 1/10 the size of the minis. And think about this, if you want to be a consistent day trader, and you're down 5,000, and let's say your target is 5,000 for the month, 5,000 per month. Okay, if you're down 5K, you gotta make 10K now to hit your target? You gotta make 5K just to break even. Okay. So if you're down 5K, now if you're in a trade, you're taking a drawdown of 5K, that doesn't really pertain to this, right? But how are you going? If you're having losing days that add up to where you're down 5,000, how will you be trading consistently? So consistency, it's all about consistency for scalping, right? And once you understand the macros, and once you understand scalping, and once you understand consistency, then you can understand, and let me say what I believe I could do now is, I have bigger accounts. I have stock accounts, I have equity accounts, I have even some futures accounts. But I could take a $5,000 account, okay, and I could organically grow that account if I can maintain this performance. I don't need a big account because I have this account here is $2,500 with a trailing drawdown, which means it's really like if I'm up $100 on a trade and it ends up going against me, it's really like a $2,400 account. Okay, this account is really equivalent to $2,400. I don't even need that. I don't need that because when you think about this is the hard thing to understand. The professional level trading is completely different from the retail level trading, and it's hard to understand that. But for elite scalp, there are scalpers who I know who go for months without losing. Okay, you can see their performance; they go for months, and certainly it's very for an elite scalper that's possible, or maybe at least several weeks, right? Even months, even months. But I'm not to that level yet, right? But when you understand that, and you understand that, hey, my average risk per trade is $10, maybe 50, and that's like a max for my scalp. I do position trades up to 100. We'll talk about that. But when you understand that, okay, you understand that you don't need a lot of money. And if you lose, you just more than 4 days, net 4 days. Which just say my risk right now, my daily loss limit, if I'm disciplined, is $200. I have a liquidation level set above that, but that was mainly for risk trades. That's one reason I've been tightening my trading up because there's, we'll talk about risk trades and we'll talk about non-risk trades and what that means. But that's a key thing to understanding this whole concept. But let's take the idea of a $5,000 account, right? If you can put up $100 a day for your $5,000 risk, right? Then you're putting up $2,000 per month, okay? And so, some traders think about risk or think about their profits in terms of ticks, and some people think about it in terms of dollars. And the way I like to think about it is a little differently. I will think about it in both ways, but I like to think about it in terms of we put up $100 per 5K, okay? So if you could put up $100 per 5K, then your first month you'll have 7K. Okay, end of the first month, right? It may be 2 months. Trading is a long-term game, right? It's not about if you have a $1,200. As long as you're consistent, as long as you're building, right? You're accumulating. You got to build. It don't really matter. It don't matter if it's a $1,200 month or a $2,000 month or a $3,000 month. It's really all about the consistency on the longer-term time frames, right? But you start with 5,000. First month, we'll take the 2,000. You've got 7K, right? Second month, you've got 9K, and then like the third month, you've got 10K. Well, now you've got 10K. So I said $100 per 5K. So now you could actually trade, and of course you could scale this up with macros. You could actually do this and even faster if you wanted to. But in this simple case, Now you can trade for $200 per day. Okay, so now you can be making $4,000 per month. But this is all based around, again, it's all hypothetical. It's all based around being very consistent, right? And the reason it works is because with scalping, your trades are much smaller, right? So let's imagine you want to do $100,000 per year. If you only get 30 trades, you've got to average $3,000 per trade to hit $100,000 per year. That's really big, right? If you get 50 trades, you've got to average $2,000 per trade, right? And that's not per winning trade, that's just per trade. But if you scalp 10 trades per day, okay, you're going to be getting about 2,400 trades per year. Your average trade only needs to be about $40 per trade. Okay, so either way, either you take the Apex and you can get 10 accounts, you do $100 per day, it's $1,000, or you can grow organically. You don't need a lot of money because you're not making your money from risk. Okay, so let me talk about this. So there are two types of trading, right? Two sources of profit from trading. One is the risk you take. The second is your skill. When you take risk, you're converting, like, for example, I have equity accounts, okay, and those accounts, and I've position traded them, almost like investing. It's like position trading. I'm holding those trades for over time, and I don't use a stop loss on those accounts. I manage through my portfolio. I manage through my sizing for what I'm putting into it, right? And what I'm basically doing is, when you take risk, you're basically converting that risk to dollars, right? That's the whole idea of trading or even investing, is you're taking some risk and hopefully you're converting it to dollars, or not a realized loss. There's we could say it's an unrealized loss, right? Until it converts to dollars. So there's maybe some skill, but a lot of it's just taking the risk, right? You're taking the risk of the market. And when you trade that way, if you take on risk and you get stopped out, if you allow yourself to take big risk, then you put yourself at taking big losses, right? And not only that, they tend to be bad losses, because if you're kind of getting in at good prices, right, you probably could get out at some point, right? So that type of trading is much different. Now, so there's two sources of performance, right? One is the risk you take, the other is your skill, right? That's your alpha. And so when we talk about scalping, when we talk about not taking risk, time and market is risk, okay? That's your risk. It's time and market. There's also price risk. And a professional looks at risk in a different way than an amateur. An amateur looks at risk in terms of their stop loss. I'm going to risk this dollars. But a professional has a much more holistic approach to risk, okay? They look at I got 5 accounts funded sometime I think last year, 5 Apex accounts, and I blew those accounts on a Fed day because I got in there and started trading, and it was a crazy time, right? And made some mistakes. I chose the wrong contract. Everything went wrong that could, but the point is I didn't have the framework, the professional framework, to help guide me, to help me understand what I should be doing. I was doing what I thought professional traders do, right? I wanted to get in there and trade and okay, go in there and make money, even though that's not a professional, especially if you can make money every day. If there's no, my abilities now, I can go into the market any hour of the day and any active hour, real time hour, and put up my profit target. And that's part of my plan, is to make my goals, so easy to hit that I don't have any excuse not to hit them, right? And I can do them at any time. But as this goes into to what you need to know to be able to do this, is that it's not just about, I'm going to put the stop loss on here, right? It's about understanding every aspect of risk and in relation to your plan, right? It's a more holistic understanding, right? It's not just, it's not just this stop's going to protect me. That's not it. It's your position size. It's how the market's trading, how you approach your techniques, how you approach them, all of that. And so if you are interested in scalping, if you're interested in day trading at a high level, if you're interested in getting funded at Apex, right, or interested in simply in making the funding process worthwhile, because here's the thing, is that this Apex, getting funded at Apex is really hard. Okay, I'm going to be just honest with you, right? It's really difficult trading. But if you can use it, to advance your trading, you don't need them, right? You don't really, like, that's the thing is I'm doing this, but I don't need them, right? Which is a great place to be, because I have the funding to fund myself, right? And I know I can grow an account organically now, okay? But this will be faster if it works, right? But that's the nice thing. If this course will teach you, you can do it in a sim. You don't need to do it in Apex. You do need a realistic. You do need some realism there. But yeah, if you're interested, then and probably message me. But the key takeaway with this scalping stuff is that now that I have a better insight, the camp that says it's impossible, you can't scalp, it's not a way to trade. Don't listen to that. That camp is not necessary. That camp is right for the majority of traders who will attempt this, right? That's like the advice you give to but it's not the professional. It's not really the professional, right? The true professional will be able to do things that people think are maybe not possible, right? And so the true nature of it is it's very difficult, but it does allow you to do things that you can't do with other trading methods. It allows you to hit performance, and there are reasons for that. There are reasons, and one reason is because big traders can't do this. You think about this. If you're trading for a day, you're holding up the whole day. That's essentially how your funds are trading. Okay, that's essentially the type of trades that your funds are, that like your commodity trading advisors and things. And so you're competing with essentially those types of traders, right? If you're a small trader with a small account, why would you want to do that, right? No, maybe it's part because you've identified some edge in the market, and that makes sense. But your advantage as a small trader is the ability to get in and out quickly, right? It's the ability to trade small, to trade agile, to trade any opportunity. The reason that so few traders do this, there's many reasons, and there are many pitfalls, right? And it's because there are many reasons, right? And I would like to be able to share this stuff, but I'm not going to share it for free, okay? Because any one little thing I give you is enough to completely change your trading, okay? Any one little tip is enough, because each one of them, but you take them all together, they're extremely powerful, right? But again, I make no claims to my performance, right? And I would say, if any type of vendor now should be, if you're making performance claims, I'm not making performance claims. Let me just be clear. I'm not making any performance claims. I'm making knowledge claims, insight claims. But if any trader makes a performance claim today that they can, and that's what you're going on, then I think you should be able to show some withdrawals, some significant withdrawals from Apex Trader Funding, because they share their withdrawals, right? But that's not what I'm doing. I'm not saying I can do it. I'm saying I've seen how to do it, and I know I've seen enough of it to be able to help you, right? So hope it helps. So the group that says scalping is not possible, it's not easily possible. It's not possible the way most people pursue it, right? But then the group that says, it's easy, of course, that's just not true, right? And the group who says it makes it look easy, and no, it's not for most, right? The reality is that it's very difficult, but it looks to be possible, at least over some periods of time. And it's very rewarding because it's doesn't take a lot of risk. You don't need a lot of risk. Essentially, if you lose, you don't accept losing days. You don't just accept you're gonna have a losing day. You will have losing days, and you got to give those days up to keep them becoming huge. That's part of the key. Is not to have blowout losing days. But with most trading methods, you will have to accept losing days. I mean, it's just like if you do your one trade and you're like a one trade type of trader, you're gonna have losing days. I mean, it's just it's a given, right? And whereas scalping, you don't just accept that you're gonna have losing days. You will have them, right? But they should be infrequent. So when you understand that, and your risk per day is small, and you take a lot of trades, well, you can see how that adds up. But there are reasons that traders can't do this, and I know the reasons, right? Because I've been there and I've seen the reasons, but I don't much give away for free. So I hope this helps. Let me know, if you want to take advantage of that program, and good luck.